Welcome to the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl podcast, a place for you to find the courage you need to take the first step and every step thereafter to create the habits, the confidence, and the life that you love. I'm your host, health and life coach, Abby Hegney. Let's dive in. Welcome back to episode 49. Today, we are talking about DIYing your weight loss journey. I want to start out by saying that I never want you to be afraid of doing it on your own. That is always my goal for every one of my clients. I want them to come in, I want them to get the support, the tools, and the skills that they need to lose weight and to be able to confidently maintain everything that we build together on their own. And a lot of my clients actually do continue working with me beyond the 6 months of my program, but 99% of them at that point in time feel confident that they could do it on their own. They just choose to keep going because they love what coaching offers them. So I never want you to be afraid of doing it on your own. But I also don't ever want you to carry the weight of thinking that you have to or that you should do it on your own. I think us women, especially, are conditioned to believe that we should do it on our own, that we should just be able to figure it out without anyone else's help or support. We take it all on: family, the house, kids, the scheduling, the responsibilities, work, and all that comes with it. And then we layer on trying to figure out how to lose weight and feel more comfortable in our bodies, how to have a better relationship with food, and fit in a workout or 2 or 3 into a schedule that already feels like it's back to back to back and we don't have even time to breathe. We often hold this belief that we should have it all figured out, or we should be able to figure it out on our own. Not needing or asking for anyone else's help can feel like a badge of honor. It can feel empowering, like validation that we've got it, we're good. But what I have seen from coaching women on their weight loss journey is that is the very thing that keeps so many women stuck. It's what makes their journey take longer than it needs to take and feel harder than it needs to feel. Thinking I should be able to figure this out on my own, or I should be able to do this on my own, carries a level of self-criticism and judgment. It places unnecessary pressure on yourself. You are already doing so much. The last thing that you need is the pressure to do even more, to figure out even more. And maybe for you, it's not showing up as I should be able to figure this out on my own, or I should have this all figured out. It could also show up as I should have done this a while ago. I should have more discipline, more motivation, more willpower. I should know what to do by now. I should just do it. I know what to do. It should feel easier. Shoulding yourself never feels good. It will always be an added weight that you carry. And I want to offer you that any should statement that you make is the voice of your inner mean girl. It's the belief that there's a right way. It's a strive for perfection. And it disconnects you from your reality, from your own journey, from what's in your control. Do you know what's more empowering? Catching yourself when you say, I should, and asking yourself, do I want to? What? Ladies, you can choose to do something just because you want to. Wanting it is enough. You absolutely can figure it out on your own. Many people do. The real question is, do you want to? As someone who figured it out on their own, I can tell you with full transparency that if I could go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't choose to do it on my own. I'm glad that I did because it brought me to this point where I now know what it takes and can support women just like you on their journey. But it took me over 20 years to figure that out. I don't want you to spend the next 20 years or even 10 or 5 trying to figure it out on your own if you don't want to. Having support throughout your journey speeds up the process. It helps you to see things that are hard to see when you are in it. Have you ever worked on a project at work or at home or school or any case and you've gone over it many times? You have found all of the spelling mistakes, you've corrected things, you've gone over it and it feels like it's in a really good place. And then you ask someone else to look at it and they catch the most obvious mistakes. It's not that you weren't capable of catching them. You probably caught a lot of things until you gave it to somebody else to look at. But when we are in it, sometimes we don't see the most obvious things, the things that are right in front of us. I was recently talking to one of my clients, and we were celebrating that for a few weeks now, she has been going to the gym like she has been wanting to do for over a year. And for as long as she has put it off, and as hard as it has felt to get into a routine that she wanted to be in when she wasn't in it, she told me it actually has been really easy. I feel so much better now that I've been going. And then she told me that she wished that it felt as easy to improve her eating as it did to go to the gym. So we talked about that a bit. And she said that she had all of these great recipes that she really wanted to try, but that she didn't have the time to chop all of the vegetables that were required for the recipe. And so she would end up just reaching for the microwavable meal, the meal that she didn't really want to be eating, and she'd eat that instead. The vegetables would go bad. She'd have to throw them out, and then she'd feel guilty about what she ate, and then the fact that she had to throw the vegetables out. And this was just going on and on and on. But then she told me that she makes a salad every day for lunch and that she prepares a couple in advance, and it's been really helpful for her, and it makes her feel good that at least she's getting some vegetables in. And right there, I saw what she wasn't seeing. So I gently asked her, what if you chopped the dinner veggies while you're already making your salads? It was like something just clicked. Not because she couldn't figure it out or never would have, but because when you are in it, when you are juggling a million things and wanting to be somewhere and it feeling so hard, even the simplest, most helpful shifts can be hard to see. That's the beauty of having someone by your side to hold space for those kinds of realizations. So things that used to feel heavy suddenly feel easier. And I know that may seem like a bit of a silly example, but these small shifts are the type of things that we often miss along the way. Or if we do see them, they're often muddled with the stories of our inner mean girl that it takes too long, that we don't have the time, that it's too hard, or we don't feel like it. Small things like this is what slows you down. It's what makes your journey longer. It's what makes it feel harder and more complicated than it needs to be. When you're trying to do it all on your own, the hard days feel heavier. And it's easier to pull back, to tell yourself, I don't want to, or I don't feel like it. Not because you're not committed, but because it's harder to find momentum when your motivation dips. It's easier to chase perfection, to believe that you aren't doing enough. It's easier to fall into an all or nothing mindset, to let frustration take over, to think that you've messed up or you fell off track, to believe that you aren't where you should be or that it's not happening fast enough. When you're DIYing, it's easier for a bad day to derail you or for one story of your inner mean girl to knock you down and make you want to give up. I have had clients reach out to me when they are in the dressing room and they catch their inner mean girl criticizing their body and they start to feel themselves being pulled down the same negative spiral that has held them back for so long. I have had clients reach out to me while they're on vacation because they felt themselves starting to feel guilty about enjoying their lives, and they know they don't want it to ruin their vacation like it has so many times in the past. It's in those moments when you know you want to keep yourself moving forward and you know that you are fully supported, that you keep the momentum going. You don't go down the spiral that you've been in 1,000 times before. You don't pull back. You don't give up. You pause and you have compassion for your humanness and all of the thoughts and all of the feelings and all of the experiences that come with being human. And you remember what you really want, what you are capable of. You keep yourself going. And every time you choose to keep yourself going, you quiet your inner mean girl a little bit more. You gain confidence. You create evidence of what's possible. You create motivation for yourself. And step by step, decision after decision, things start to feel easier. When you are trying to DIY it because you think that's what you should do, it's easy for these same moments to take you down a completely different path, to spiral you out of control. When you are in it on your own, your natural tendency is to revert back to what you know. And even if you are able to bring yourself back, it slows you down. It's often two steps forward, one step back. What I have found is that most of the women I coach eventually realize that they don't want to actually figure it out on their own. They want it to feel easier. They wanted clarity. There is so much information available to us all day, every day, and that can be really overwhelming. And sometimes we just need clarity on the direction we're going. Sometimes we even need clarity on what we really want. And I know that may sound silly to think, like, how do I need clarity on what I want? But I have coached so many women who are holding back what they really want because they're afraid of being judged or that others won't be happy with them. Not being clear on what you want is one of the fastest ways to slow down your journey. Most of all, I have found that women really just want to feel supported, especially when motivation is hard to find or when life gets messy. We don't always get the support that we want from the people that are closest to us. Sometimes the people that we love and who love us deeply just don't know how to support us in the way that we need. Not because they don't care, but because they haven't lived what we are going through. And sometimes we don't know how to explain what we need, especially if we are still trying to figure that out on our own. Your husband may be the most loving and caring husband in the world, but he may not think that it's necessary to invest in support or in coaching to help you lose weight or create the habits or the balance that you crave, not because he doesn't want you to feel better and not because he's not supportive, but because he's not living your experience. He doesn't hear the words that you speak to yourself when you look in the mirror or you put on yet another pair of pants that feel too tight. He doesn't know the experience of seeing other women who seemingly have it all together and thinking, why can't I do that? He doesn't know the extent of your desire to feel better and how taking care of everyone and everything else is just a reminder of how little time and energy you have to take care of yourself. And that's okay because you know what it's like. You get to decide if someone else's opinion overrides what you know to be true for you. What if you gave yourself full permission to pursue what you really want, even if no one else fully understands it. Women who create sustainable change, the ones who feel confident and grounded in their journey, don't try to do it on their own. They choose to surround themselves with support, with guidance, with a structure that helps them see the bigger picture, the patterns, the mindset shifts, the small changes that really move the needle, especially the ones that are hard to notice when you are in it. As your coach, I don't just hand you another meal plan. I walk with you along your side every step of the way as you learn to quiet your inner mean girl and rewrite the stories that have been keeping you stuck. Together, we create a plan that works with your life now and aligns with the life that you want to live. I help you build trust in yourself and your body. So when our coaching relationship ends, you know with confidence all of the changes that you have made are yours for the rest of your life. So, to bring it back to the beginning, I never want you to be afraid to do it on your own. But if you have been trying to do it on your own and it hasn't gotten you the results that you want, I do want you to ask yourself, do I want to keep doing it this way? How many months or years have passed in the cycle of starting strong, burning out, and feeling defeated? How much energy have you spent overthinking what you eat, the best way to exercise, or how to get back on track instead of actually living and enjoying your life? Sometimes it feels scary to ask for help, to be seen, to let someone else in on our struggles, especially on the hard days. It can feel vulnerable to think, but what if it doesn't work? Now someone else knows I can't do it. It can feel overwhelming to imagine someone else witnessing our shame, our guilt, our frustration, or the deep disappointment that sometimes we carry around with us. There have been many moments lately where I have felt deep frustration and disappointment, moments of shame that I didn't want anyone else to see. These are the kind of feelings that I used to try so hard to hide. It's why even those closest to me didn't know how much I struggled with my inner mean girl and my body for over 20 years. And yet, what has helped me move through these moments recently? Not to avoid them or to pretend that they shouldn't be happening, but to truly move through them was knowing I had support. Sometimes it was a call with my coach, and sometimes it was a simple text message back and forth. But each moment of reaching out, knowing there was someone in my corner every step of the way was transformative. Without that support, I think I would still be stuck in that place. Listen, getting support doesn't guarantee that you will never struggle. It just means that you don't have to do it alone, and that changes everything. If you didn't believe that you should be able to do it on your own, if you weren't afraid to ask for help, if you saw support as a powerful step forward, what would you want? If you chose to be supported instead of going it alone, then maybe it's time to let go of all of those shoulds, to let it be easier and more aligned with your life, to create change that works with your life, change that happens faster than you ever thought possible, change that you know is yours for good. I know that you have been trying to push through. You've been doing your best to pick it back up on Monday, but I also want you to know that you don't have to white knuckle your way through it anymore. Maybe what you really need is someone in your corner, reminding you what you want, what's possible for you, and what you are capable of. Someone who helps you to see what you can't yet see for yourself. Someone who believes in you and your goals, even when you are struggling to believe it yourself. Someone who carries that belief until you can carry it on your own. What would happen if you stopped trying to DIY it? What might shift if you gave yourself permission to not have to do it alone? Think about that. If you are ready to lose weight for the last time, build habits that actually last, and feel more confident in who you are and what you do, it is not about the next diet or the latest trend. It's about doing it differently. It's about quieting your inner mean girl and all of her stories, creating a plan that works with your life and building trust in yourself and your body. And that is exactly what we do with the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method. If any of this message resonated with you today, I invite you to join me. Schedule your free consultation. You can find the link right in the show notes. And I cannot wait to talk with you. And I will be back next week with another episode. If you are loving this podcast, please subscribe, rate, or review. Or if you know someone who would benefit from this message, please share it with them. And if you are ready to quiet your inner mean girl, to create habits that make you feel amazing, to lose weight and confidently keep it off while living the life that you love, I invite you to schedule your complimentary 60-minute consultation. We'll discuss where you are, where you want to be, and how my Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method can help you create the future that you want. You can find the link to book your call in the show notes, or you can also connect with me directly on Instagram at Wellness with Abby H. I can't wait to talk to you.